Good morning, everybody. What's going on? Welcome back to Movie Mornings. I'm your host, Don Martino, and today we have exciting stuff to talk about. We got this interesting thing happening with John Watts, which we'll get into here very, very soon. But before we get started today, please hit the like button below, subscribe to the channel, leave some feedback in the comment section, and share this with your friends, and hit that bell for notifications. That way you can get notified when all future content comes out. Before we get started today, I would also like to introduce you to my co-panelist here. It's Mr. Jose Espinel. Jose, what's going on?
What's up, man? I'm glad to be here. I'm excited to be on this episode. You know, the first time with a new PC and some modifications to my voice. You guys may hear that. And we off camera, we just messed around with my with my microphone and got my audios fixed up. So I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, I mean, well, let's talk about what happened with your PC. I mean, you basically tried to boil water without a pot, basically, and that's the kind of dude you are. I know this about you. And when you were texting me about what was going on, I knew exactly what was happening. I'm like, he's throwing the water on the flame again, and he's. But yeah, no, let's talk about that. What was going on there?
So basically, it was this last Saturday, I believe. My parents came to hang out, and I told them that I need a new PC because my MacBook basically crashed on me and it was getting fixed, which I finally got that back today as well, so that's awesome. But yeah, I told them I need a new PC. So Sunday, before they left, we went to Best Buy to buy this PC that I found from Best Buy, and we bought it, took it home. I opened it up, was setting it up and everything, and my dumbass basically was like, wait, where's the HDMI port? I didn't see one, and so I was trying to figure out how to connect my monitor to.
So what did we do? What did we do? You called Dom.
I basically texted Dom saying, "Hey, look, my PC doesn't have an HDMI port, so I'm about to go to Best Buy and ask these guys what I can do to." Because I basically ended up calling the Legion customer support, telling them my situation, and the guy himself even told me, he's like, yeah, your thing doesn't have an HDMI port, you're gonna have to use a USB-C to HDMI port for it to connect to your monitor. I was like, okay, that didn't work.
Well, because any simple folk would just see there's an HDMI input in there usually.
Hey, look, my PC, it was like hidden under this like metal thing. I don't know, I couldn't see it. It's not like visibly there, like it's not something that you notice like straight away. So I went to Best Buy and I waited an hour at the Geek Squad line just for the guy to basically tell me, so you didn't try this HDMI port right here? And I look, I'm like, fuck me. Came back home, plugged it in, and it turned on straight away. I was like, oh, my dumbass.
Unbelievable. But hey, you're working, you're back, you're looking crisp. I like it, man.
Exactly.
I like it, man.
I love this PC. Everything runs so smooth. I downloaded a bunch of games. I started playing them on my with this monitor, and runs so smooth. When you share, like I told you, when you share your screen and play videos, they don't lag anymore. They run perfectly smooth. Zooms, they all run just perfectly smooth, and the graphics are all just so much crisper now too, and everything. So I'm in love, honestly.
You gotta love the multitasking though. That's like my favorite thing about it is you can have multiple programs up at once.
Yeah, but not with that MacBook, bro. No. No, definitely not.
If you loaded up OBS and Zoom on the MacBook at the same time, it would have exploded.
It would fry. It would fry and just blow, like it would overheat. It would start making noises, and it would probably just blow up on you. Yeah, but yeah, I'm loving this PC. I'm absolutely loving this thing, and I'm so glad that I finally have it. It's been so long.
I knew, man. I knew it was something simple when you were telling me what was going on with that, though, because you're the guy that bought a fucking monitor and was wondering why there was no fucking thing on the monitor. Again, you're boiling water without a pot. You're just taking the cup of water and you're pouring it directly on the flame and wondering why the fire went out. That's all.
And as soon as in that instance, as soon as I found out that happened, I was like, all right, well, shit, I'm gonna have to use my MacBook for now until I get a PC. And
here we are, though. That's awesome.
Exactly. And next is a new camera, so that can have a better quality.
Yeah.
So I'll be probably getting that in the next couple months or so.
Yeah. Well, I told you in my HDMI situation when I bought my highfalutin PC over here, I had the same thing almost. I did find an HDMI port. It just wasn't the right one. And I should have read the manual that said use the one at the bottom, not the one at the top.
So mine, I saw one. I don't know if the one I tried plugging in, because there's two ports there. I tried plugging it into one, and I don't think it's an HDMI because it wouldn't connect. And the shape was also different from the HDMI. It's not curved at both ends like the HDMI cable. It's curved only on one end. It's curved on one end, and then it's like a square on the other side. So I don't know what that's for.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest, I don't know what cable that's for. But there was an HDMI one right next to that, so I was able to plug it into that one.
Yeah. No, man, I had almost the same problem, so it's all good. I get
look,
it.
Here I am.
Here we are.
Quality, better audio.
Always feels great to upgrade your gear. It always does.
Honestly, like you should have seen the smile on my face when my parents bought me this thing.
Oh, sure.
Even my mom pointed out. She's like, "Oh my gosh, look at you with the." She was telling my dad, like, "Look at Jose. He's got like the biggest smile on his face. He looks so fucking happy." I'm like, "You don't understand."
It finally happened. He finally smiled.
He
finally smiled, dear.
I was telling my mom, you just don't understand. Like I've been needing this thing. She's like, no, you haven't been needing it. You've been wanting it. I'm like, no, mom, I've been. Ask Dom.
It's a need. It's a need. I'm not going to disagree with you. Like when you try to run the types of things that we do, to do shows and shit, and to try to make content and shit like that, it's a need. It really is.
Exactly. And I was telling my mom too, was like, no, this is a need, honestly. Like she's like, no, it's you wanted it. I'm like, no, mom, I needed this thing. Like I really did. Because running on my MacBook is just, I mean, look what just happened to it. It just stopped working on me because I've just been overusing it too much, trying to run recordings with you and then trying to use it all day for a bunch of other stuff that's just too powerful for a MacBook. So.
Yeah. Well, I put up a poll on Twitter to ask the viewers here if the PC is a need or a want. I'm kidding. But that would have been really cool though. Hey, look, a lot of exciting stuff happening today in the world, folks. Dave's gone today. He has personal stuff going on. We're going to ignore that, but we're going to pretend like he is here. No, I'm kidding. That'd be weird. Can you imagine if we just like started talking to Dave? Like just go to his screen with nothing black.
Yo, Dave, what's up? What you think?
Everything's black on his screen. Just like, hey, Dave, what's that? And then we just have a moment of silence and pretend like he's talking. That'd be.
And we answer back to him. It's like, oh yeah, no, definitely.
Oh hey, I got fucked up the ass today. Have you ever been fucked up the ass? I gotta tell you what happened. I went to this car place, which is usually where you go to get fucked up the ass, and I had to get my vehicle fixed because my muffler's sounded weird.
Oh, you mean like a dealership place?
Yeah.
Or okay.
No, not a dealership. Like a mechanic. I went to a mechanic.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Mechanics, so they really know how to fuck you up the ass. So that's where I went today to get fucked up the ass, and boy did I. So just a side note, have you ever been fucked up the ass by a mechanic?
No, because usually if I have problems with my car, I just go to a dealership for the brand of my car.
Yeah.
If I have any kind of problem, I just go straight to them. I don't never go to a mechanic. I don't think I've ever once been to a mechanic in my life.
Fair enough. I'm just telling you, man, the prices of labor.
That's why I go to a dealership, because they, like give you like a little discount if you've been a member for a certain amount of time. Yeah.
Ridiculous. I mean, I could go to a dealership, but I'm still gonna get fucked up the ass.
Just not as hard as with a mechanic, because they're just like an they're just like an X company, not the brand from where your car is actually from.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I don't have a warranty or an extended warranty or anything like that. So like when shit goes wrong for me, it's always like the worst thing that can go wrong, I feel like.
Oh yeah.
And I should probably just start getting extended warranties upon purchase when I get vehicles, because this is my last vehicle. My Kia was only at 80 some odd thousand miles, which is a lot, and that's usually where shit starts to go wrong.
When did you get this?
My last vehicle or the one I have now? The one I have now I only bought about a year and a half ago. This one's not as bad as what happened with my Kia.
Bro. Oh, you're talking about your Kia.
My Kia, I only had for 5 years, which actually isn't that long for a car.
I was gonna say for 80-something thousand miles, 5 years isn't bad.
And the catalytic converters went out, and I was just over the warranty on the converters, because when your catalytic converters go out, they usually extend the warranty on that part alone, because those are known to go bad. And of course, you go to the place, you get fucked up the ass when you try to get your catalytic converters fixed, because those cost about $2,000 to repair. So they usually extend the warranty on that, but I was just a couple little miles over my warranty, so I got fucked up the ass. So then I had to get a new vehicle, which is why I'm driving the Nissan Rogue. So the Nissan
Nice.
Rogue
Nice.
is nice, and it's my favorite vehicle I've driven because it's my first sports utility vehicle, so to speak. And I really enjoy that. I'll never go back to like a car again, I don't think. But now I got these camshaft solenoids that are broken, which is why I got to pay a whole bunch of money. It's not like $2,000, but it's more than I would like to spend. Let's put it that way.
You know what's awesome? You know which car is actually really freaking amazing? Is
Probably one I can't afford.
No, it's my. I mean, how much was your car?
Oh, I don't remember. It wasn't actually all that much. It was pretty good for what I got. Yeah.
Okay, because I mean, the car I have, which is actually the car. It's a car. It's my first car. My dad bought it for me. It's a 2017, I think, 2017 Honda HRV. So I've had this thing because I got it in 2018. So I've had it for 3 years. And I haven't had any like of those problems that you've been saying, like any like super uber expensive problems. And I've had this car, I've been driving it for 3 years and I haven't had any like big major problems with it. I honestly, it's the gas mileage is phenomenal in the car. Its average miles per gallon is phenomenal. And like I said, nothing major has ever happened to my car. So it's a really, really good car. I love it to bits, honestly.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I would love to have purchased a vehicle that I had good luck with, but that hasn't happened so far.
I've had incredible luck with this Honda.
My Pontiac G6. And I know a lot of people drive these fucking things. I don't know how. I don't know how you can exist in the world with the Pontiac G6 right now, because I would get a flat tire every week in that thing. With my Kia, now I have bad luck with tires in general. My Kia, I probably got a flat like once every 3 months, which is still pretty frequent. But my Pontiac G6, it was like weekly I would get a flat. And you have to.
I haven't had a flat from my Honda in like a year or so.
You have to call into work and tell them you're running late and shit.
Actually, it was funny. The last time I got a flat tire on my Honda was while I was working.
While you were working? That's happened to me.
I had to put the spare in while working, and then I had to go the next day to the to Honda and get a new tire put in.
And let me ask you this: how long did it take you to find the hole where the nut goes?
I know how to change a tire. Okay, I've done it multiple times.
I'm just saying
because no, like for real, because the car I used to drive before the Honda, which technically wasn't my car because it was my dad's. It was a Ford Explorer 2010. It was the one I used to drive to high school, back and forth. And anytime that car got a flat tire, I was able. My dad taught me how to do it. So I used to be able to just change tires myself. And so, I mean, it took me a little bit to change the one in my Honda, only because it's been a while since I've changed a tire. I also was really tired from work, so add that on top. It took me a little longer than usual, but I was able to change it in the end. And yeah, that was the last time I ever got a flat from a Honda, which is like almost a year ago now.
Yeah, no, flat tires are a bitch.
Or maybe a year ago now, actually.
Flat tires are a bitch. Even though, yeah, I mean, obviously we're men, we can change our own tires and shit. But I'm saying, like, it's a pain in the ass, especially when you're driving down the interstate. I found out.
I mean, and the most painful part is when you have to go to the dealership and you find out that they can't fix that tire that was flat, and they have to put in a new one, and then you have to pay for that.
It's horrible.
It comes out at like $400-$500 to put in a new one,
depending on the tire. Yeah, which I should have had $400-$500 tires on my G6. Maybe it would have lasted me longer. But yeah, because that thing, I'm telling you, man, a flat tire like almost every week with that stupid thing.
You know what's funny is I don't know if the Ford is still running to this day, but I remember my dad selling it to one of the construction workers, the place I used to work at. He sold him he gave it away for free because we thought that it was like broken down completely, like it wasn't going to work anymore. And then the guy took it to go get it fixed, and it started running again. And so I don't know if it's still running to this day. I don't know if it's finally given up, but I mean, it's 12 years old. Actually, I think it's older than that. I think it's like a 2006, I think, or something like that. So it's like 14, it's like 16 years old. It's a old ass car, and I don't know if it's still running. It might be. If it's still running, then that's like it's a different breed of vehicle. Like, goddamn, the thing's old as hell.
Yeah, you should write it a letter and ask. Look, guys, we have a lot of exciting stuff going on in the world today. And first of all, I got to talk to Jose about something because we know Kenobi's coming out. We're all excited. It's
Oh
like
my
next
gosh,
week.
dude.
And
Dude.
I didn't know if you knew, it's not the only Star Wars project happening. We have a trailer for a new Star Wars project.
No way.
Yeah, I got it right here. So I'm not kidding you. Just dropped. I just found it.
Intrigue me.
Yeah, I got you. So here we go. I'm gonna pull this trailer up here. Let's see. I just had it, and let's see. So it's actually the movie, or the show, if you will. Oop, sorry, that was a little bit further back or further forward than I wanted to. So the movie is going to be called Star Wars Larry, and it's really interesting.
Larry.
I saw his trailer today, dude, and it had me feeling all types of ways. So yeah, let's check it out. Let's see what this is.
I'm intrigued just from the title. It sounds like
Tell you.
might be okay. Let's watch it. Yeah.
Times were different then. There were entire worlds made of clubs. But the age of dance fighting was over. A new
What the
age
fuck is this?
had begun. The age of the strut.
You did not.
It didn't matter where you went
What the
or
fuck?
how you got there. What
It's just a
mattered
Kenobi
was
trailer.
how you made an entrance. You could tell a lot about a person from their strut. Were they powerful? Were they sexy? Were they insecure about the shape of their head? Either way, strutting was dumb, and I wasn't having it.
You need to stay home. I'm bringing back the dance fight. Like you danced with Anakin.
I made like a garbage compactor and put the squeeze on the scene.
This guy Obi-Wan is trouble.
Obi-Wan? I thought his name was Larry.
He told me his name is Steve. Whatever his name is, my man got some moves.
I was the pack that broke the dewback's back. People were dance fighting again. And it wasn't long before they came for my crown.
Don't you run from me, Larry!
You're a poser!
Everyone
What the
wanted a
fuck is
piece
this?
of me. And I mean everyone.
Hey, asshole! You have to dance fight me! Again!
What the fuck?
So that's Star Wars Larry. It looks great to me. I don't know. I want to be the pack that breaks the dewback's back. I don't know about you.
Okay, of course you would say that they're coming out with a new project just to drop that on me. Of course you would.
Star Wars Larry.
That's not real.
You want to see Star Wars? How do you feel about the strut? Let me ask you that. Are you a strut man yourself?
Why did someone do this?
Do you want to be the pack that breaks the dewback's back?
You know what? Sure, why not?
Yeah, I think I want to be.
Why did someone do that? Why did someone take the Obi-Wan Kenobi killer and just do that?
Did it not rock your world? It
It
kind
was
of rocked
funny.
mine. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I'll give you that. It was funny. It's a funny interpretation and funny video based on the Obi-Wan Kenobi series trailer. I'll give him that.
Somebody's got to let us know in the comment section how you felt about Larry. How you feel about Larry? I'm excited for it personally. I think it's gonna be the best one.
It's not gonna happen.
I think it's gonna be the best one yet. Honestly, it'd be the pack that broke the dewback's back. I want to be that guy. I want to be like Larry. We should all strive to be like Larry.
Be like Larry.
Yeah. Why not? You don't want to be like Larry? I want to be like Larry. I don't know. All right. Anyway.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Look. I did do something today that I thought I was going to immediately regret, and I didn't. I watched my two least favorite Marvel movies.
Thor, the second Thor,
Yes.
and what's the other one? It's not one of the newer ones, is it?
It's not one of the newer ones.
Age of Ultron.
No, but that's in the probably it's down below.
Hold on, let me think. Okay, it's not Age of Ultron. Is it? It's not gonna be the first Avengers because that movie's actually really good.
Oh no, I love the first Avengers movie.
I mean, I personally wouldn't say Civil War. That movie's actually really good.
I love Civil War. Yeah, no, I'm not.
Thor Ragnarok.
Even though I'm more or less like that one's grown on me a little bit more lately. So no, I don't think it's that low.
It's not gonna be the Ant-Man's.
Dave and I talk about it not all the time, but we've talked about it frequently on the show. because he loves it.
It's not. It's not gonna be the Incredible Hulk.
No. Well, yeah, I think a little later than that. I actually really like Incredible Hulk.
Why am I blanking on the movies? It's not gonna be Captain. It's not the first Captain America.
All right, so when you said the first Avengers movie, think about what came out like right after that.
The first Avengers. Was it not? Wait, where did that came out? Like 2012, right?
Yeah, and then something came out right after that. Think about that.
I'm blanking on the movies already. Iron Man 3, no.
Yeah, you got it.
Oh, Iron Man. Wait, you
Yeah.
don't like Iron Man 3?
I think that there are moments in that movie I absolutely love, and then there's another half of it that I really don't like.
I actually really enjoyed that movie.
Well, look, I rewatched them both today, and Thor: The Dark World is unredeemable. I think that movie.
Yeah, you still didn't like it.
I think that movie just stinks. I gotta tell you, like, there's so many things that could be potentially good in there, because in concept it's not too bad. When you think about the idea of the Dark Elves, that could have been really epic. Them fighting the Dark Elves and the ether and all that stuff was interesting, but it kind of comes down to, I'm really telling you, Alan Taylor was not meant for one of those movies, especially after watching Many Saints of Newark, which he's much better at a lobster film. Because I watched that movie like 10 times in a row. I liked it so much, but mostly because I'm just a big Sopranos fan,
which I'm almost done with.
But honestly, I think a lot of what I don't like about Dark World is he tries to balance Jane Foster with Thor, and then you got the Darcy storyline, which is absolutely stupid, where you got Darcy with that stupid guy who suddenly could lift a car. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
That was the dumbest shit I've ever seen. That was so stupid.
I preferred Darcy in WandaVision, if I'm being honest.
That was my favorite outing of hers, for sure. She was actually really good in WandaVision. It fit very well.
Yeah.
But when you look at Thor: The Dark World, you're kind of looking at this sort of, again, great concept, poor execution. A lot of it is the third act too. I realize that the whole third and final act is so terribly executed. It's got so many shots that are dumb. I laughed out loud when I saw Thor at the end walking through the ether, like fucking like a priest walking on a windy day, like fucking, trying to get through the wind. Because honestly, that was seriously how he looked when he kind of tried to go through that stupid thing. And it was almost like trying to be flashy, like, oh, look, red, cool. And then that building drops on that dark Malekith or whatever, the main dark elf.
Oh yeah.
The building goes to drop on his head, and he's got that, it's coming down, and he's looking up at it like, uh-oh. Yeah, that's so dumb, and that's how he wins the battle. That's one of the dumbest freaking things I've ever seen in my life. The stuff I like in that movie is Thor. Like, Chris Hemsworth, fuck that guy. He's so incredibly talented and good looking, and it's ridiculous because he's so good in that movie. He really is. He's trying. He's really trying to make a good movie. And Natalie Portman is good in the movie. I'm not trying to take that away from her. I just don't like what they did with her character. She's sitting there, she's crying over Thor being gone. It's like, dude, the guy's saving the world. He's over in New York, he's saving the world, and you're crying about it. I understand she misses him, and I'm glad they carried that thread through of her missing him. But the way she treated him when he got back, that was one of the dumbest things I've ever seen. And it just goes from, it tries to rush through these beats too. I felt like I found it to be like trying to rush through story beats that I would have rather seen, other than the ones, well, they'll take like 10 minutes with that stupid scene with Chris O'Dowd where she's on the date and he's trying to, like, I don't know, figure out her whole ordeal with Thor and everything. They spent 10 minutes on that stupid comedy act. And when it comes to the interesting stuff, like she's sick with the ether and all that kind of stuff, where is that? Like, why don't they focus in on that? That was my biggest issue.
I feel like, now that you mentioned the ether, I feel like that they're gonna focus more on that in this new Thor movie.
Love and Thunder could be interesting with that. Yeah, they could actually carry that
forward.
I mean,
I think what's going to be interesting too is I think that the cancer that's killing her in Thor: Love and Thunder, I think, is going to be from the ether. I think that's what's going to be. I think that's what they're going to focus more heavy on. The ether is going to be in this new Thor movie coming out.
Not to mention they barely give it any resolve in Dark World.
Exactly.
So I do hope they do carry it forward in a cooler way in Love and Thunder, because they barely gave it any resolve in that movie. I don't understand how it just magically got away from her or whatever. So maybe it didn't. Maybe she still got it, and that's going to be how she becomes Mighty Thor, or Lady Thor, or whatever they're going to call her. Yeah. So that'll be interesting. I can't wait. I can't wait for that. So I'm hoping Love and Thunder redeems Dark World to some degree.
It's funny that I actually just recently rewatched a Marvel movie myself too. Actually, it was Eternals.
Eternals is great.
Yeah, I rewatched that one just because I know I've only seen it like once, maybe twice. Yeah. But I just kind of wanted to get like a refresher just to see exactly where it is that I stand, and I still stand as it's like a really good film.
Remember when we were talking about Malcolm and Marie yesterday and how I just don't understand how those reviews were terrible? Yeah. That's kind of the same thing for Eternals, where I just don't get like why. Because honestly, you look at Eternals, it's amazing. It's a really damn good movie.
Yeah, of course.
It's like it should be critically acclaimed. It's not. It's so weird to me that the critics did not like Eternals as much as they did. And even some of the audience members I've talked to they really don't like Eternals. But to me, I watched that and I was like, okay, great. Something new. I'm happy with it. You know, it's a new story. It's different. It spans over thousands of years, which I found to be extremely interesting. But you liked it upon rewatch?
Yeah, actually, upon rewatch, I enjoyed it actually even more. Than watching. I mean, even though I did watch in the theaters in IMAX.
Yeah.
Watching it again in IMAX on Disney Plus with my PC was, oh my gosh, it was great. I absolutely loved it, and I just checked, and it's still the worst rated.
It is the lowest rated. Somehow it managed to
get worse than Thor: The Dark World.
How? I have no idea. I have no idea how that happens. That's so weird to me that Eternals can actually slip below that in the ratings. But okay, I mean, if that's what they want to do. All right, but look,
we should read some of those critic reviews for Eternals.
I want to make that like a shorts segment on the channel.
That would be really funny. Yeah,
because I think that could be our $1 million idea right there. Because I think we just have so much fun with
me reading off reviews and us just reacting.
Yeah, we'll have to do that. Eternals is a good candidate for that if we do.
Yeah, honestly, because it has a 47% critic score.
It's a great candidate because we both love the movie, and so that would be a great candidate for one of those. I would really love to do those like as short segments and like edit them up and make them good. You know,
that's a good idea, honestly.
Yeah, because we talk about all the time how we need an idea for this channel. That could be. I'm not saying it's going to be our most groundbreaking thing, but it's cool. It's cool. It's something different for us to do. So that would be interesting if we did that. So,
honestly, I mean, and I mean, it could be something cool for, the YouTube Shorts side, because I know YouTube Shorts gets, there's a lot of views out there that get views, and that could be something big that we can do too, is start posting them on like the YouTube Shorts side and just start like getting views that way, get views that way too.
Yeah. The reason that Eternals to me is better upon rewatch, and I do agree with you, is because there's so much going on in that movie that you need to kind of process and get through. You need to really process a lot in that movie. There's a lot, especially knowing now too, this whole Gore the God Butcher situation that he actually like took out in a Celestial himself. Yeah.
Because he wants revenge on all these gods. Upon knowing that too, and then rewatching this Eternals movie, it just makes more sense, and like everything's just really coming together full circle. Everything that's ever happened in the MCU so far is just all coming really full circle.
Yeah,
with these future projects coming out.
Well, the events that happen in there are so big that it almost makes you rethink some of like the bigger events that we've already had when it comes to like Thanos and what happened in New York and the first Avengers movie, all these big things.
All the stuff that they couldn't,
they can't interfere.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
because it just has to happen.
And it makes you rethink that whole thing. Yeah, because it was meant to happen. So yeah, it's super interesting. I really like that movie. It's one of the most interesting movies that they've made in terms of the content and everything that there is to digest in that and how you process everything. It's interesting. I'm always fascinated too by that. It's a science fiction movie. It really is. And I'm like, it's got fantasy elements, but it leads a little bit more just straight sci-fi for me.
And it has more too of, in terms of, a lot of the other Marvel movies, it's more towards like gods and goddesses, you know what I mean? It's
right.
more like towards that too, which watching Moon Knight also, is really sick too, with that one with the Egyptian gods and goddesses. It's just really interesting and really cool to see.
And I'm so fascinated in real life, like by the bigger picture and all that kind of stuff. So to see like Marvel's version of that, like what the bigger picture is and like what's out there type of thing.
And the Marvel, the MCU's versions of the underworld as well. When you think about Mark and Steven's underworld and Moon Knight, and then you also have the ancestral plane, which is T'Challa's underworld.
Yeah.
Just to think that it's too much for the human to process, that you just envision it as something easier for you to process, and so to see that there's all these different kinds of underworlds for different people, it's cool to see.
Yeah, well, like the stuff going on in Eternals, if Tony Stark knew all that stuff, even Tony Stark's mind would explode.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Because he couldn't even process all that if he was told that. So that's the thing I find so interesting, is how small Eternals actually makes everything feel in a way. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that in a cool way. Like, it makes all these big events feel a lot smaller when you're watching Eternals. And I think that's what kind of pissed people off or rubbed them the wrong way, but I dig it. I love it, because I think that when Kevin Feige said we're going to go cosmic with the MCU now, I mean, he wasn't kidding, it's been very cosmic, so to speak, this time around. So I enjoy that aspect of it a lot, and I can't wait to see where all that goes with Eternals, especially Iron Man 3. So I rewatched it, and now the things I love about that movie, let me tell you, there are actually moments in there that I love. Robert Downey Jr.'s performance is fantastic in Iron Man 3. He is,
Pepper Potts' performance is great too.
She's great. Yeah, they always play well off each other, and in that movie especially, because we're watching Tony go through the PTSD and the aftermath of the first Avengers movie. So I love those aspects of it, and Shane Black as a director, he gave Robert Downey Jr. tons of room to play with that performance. You could tell, and just really gave him range or gave him things that showed his range. And so I love those pieces of it. There are things that I certainly do not like, though, on top of that. But I will say really quick, I did not mind watching it today. I don't know why.
I really enjoyed the villain in this movie.
You did. I did not. Yeah. See, my problem is with the villain. So not the character itself. I think I don't mind the character of Aldrich Killian and the concept of that character. I think Guy Pearce was extraordinarily miscast in that role. And Guy Pearce is a tremendously good actor. I take my word for that. I love Guy Pearce. I'm a massive Guy Pearce fan. If you've never seen Lawless, where he's the villain in that, oh my God, Lawless is incredible.
Guy, he just loves playing bad guys for some reason. Like, for example, too, in you might hate me for bringing up this movie.
Bedtime Stories.
Exactly.
I remember. Yeah. I like him in Bedtime Stories.
Exactly. He's a great villain in that movie.
I like Bedtime Stories. It's a good movie.
Dude,
I
that's
like
one of my favorite Adam Sandler films. Honestly.
Guilty as charged. I like it. Whatever.
It's one of my favorites from Adam Sandler for sure.
Good movie.
Yeah. I love Guy Pearce in that. He was a good
Guy Pearce is great.
Villain. Yeah, he is.
And he's a good villain when he plays him. My problem was so I don't know if this is the case, but I feel this is what's going on. And it throws me off when I'm watching that movie. So Shane Black previously, before, this is how he got the job for Iron Man 3, is he did that movie Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, which is amazing. It's got Robert Downey Jr. and Val Kilmer in that movie. And I really feel like he kind of wrote Aldrich Killian for Val Kilmer a little bit more than Guy Pearce. So I'm always, in my mind, I don't know that that's the case. I can't prove that. But to me, it feels like he wrote that role around Val Kilmer and like couldn't get Val Kilmer to do it or something. Because in my mind, every time I'm watching Guy Pearce, he it's like he's trying to be Val Kilmer. I don't know why, and it doesn't work for me. And again, I love Guy Pearce. It's not his performance. I just feel like he's doing something. He's like in a different movie. That's how I feel. It's like he's given a good performance for something different, but for some reason, he just doesn't fit the movie for me. And again, it's not the character, it's just him. It's his presence in the movie does not mesh. The chemistry doesn't work for me when I watch him interact with like Robert Downey or whoever in the movie. It doesn't mesh as well as like, say, like I think a Val Kilmer would have. And it feels like Guy Pearce is almost trying to be like a Val Kilmer in that movie. Maybe I'm just weird on that, but that's one of my biggest issues with the movie.
Might also because I've never seen Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, so I just don't know.
I don't know, and that's a weird comparison for me to make also, because Val Kilmer is not the bad guy in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang either, but it's just more or less like, it just feels like he's swaying a little Val Kilmer in that movie. I don't know why. I don't know if that's a stretch of an assumption, but for whatever reason, I'm telling you, for me, Guy Pearce just does not fit this movie, and he's an actor I tremendously love, so I'm sad to say that. What I do also like, though, about it is it set up Happy Hogan to be a character, so I really enjoy that aspect of it. Now that we've had like Happy throughout the MCU a lot more, through Far From Home and all three of the Spider-Mans,
right?
So that probably wouldn't have happened if Shane Black didn't give Favreau more to do, because he really makes Favreau Happy Hogan more of a character in the movie. So I really enjoyed that. And the first 20 minutes in the movie is phenomenal. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, I love that first 20 minutes almost through and through. I think it's just really, really phenomenal stuff. And I also think Shane Black really directs action incredibly well. Some of those action sequences, like when he throws the suit onto Pepper, that is amazing.
Oh, dude.
That scene, yeah. I could watch a billion times over.
When the house blows up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude, that scene.
I could watch that. It's intense.
That slow motion of him just throwing all the different pieces at once to her. Yeah, that was sick.
I was like, damn, Shane Black, you use slow mo right. You know, because there's a lot of directors that really don't know how to use slow motion sometimes, but Shane Black really uses it.
Yeah, that's that.
Oh, I think I lost Jose there, so we'll see if we can get him back. But look, outside of that, though, I think some of the goofier things don't work. Like sometimes, even though I love Robert Downey Jr.'s performance as Tony Stark, and I can respect the fact that they were trying to do different things with them, there's a couple jokes that just don't land because they don't feel incredibly consistent with Tony Stark in Iron Man 3. But yeah, so there's that. So, you know, things like that happen in that movie, I really don't like. Yep, yeah, you're back. I stalled, so we're good.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm glad we got you back. But I was just saying about like there's.
I heard everything you said. I was just. I guess it was just frozen. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, so that's some of the other stuff. It's again, I think it's a movie that took swings, and I respect it for that. But I also think that they didn't all pay off. And also,
it's fair.
I do love Gwyneth Paltrow in the film because again, she's always playing really well off of Downey. Like those two together play really well.
Yeah, their chemistry is great.
But the stupid thing at the end where she just had powers all of a sudden, and then like they just got rid. Like, why? What was even the point of giving them to her? You know, because they just went away immediately after. True. I get that he was trying to. It was almost like he was trying to write his way out of this dilemma that he put Tony in for a minute, and the only way to get out of it was like, well, Pepper's Inhuman now. I even like Shane Black as a director. I think his Predator movie is a massive piece of shit, though. That's his Predators, I think it was called, or was it The Predator? The Predator. His movie The Predator was terrible. It was one of the biggest pieces of shit I've ever seen. Iron Man 3 is not a piece of shit. It's just really low on my list in terms of Marvel movies. But I didn't mind watching it today. It's weird. It's like I don't really like it that much, but I don't mind watching it, you know, because there's a lot of scenes I do love in it, and the chemistry between Tony and Rhodey is there still, which I like a lot. Oh, and let's talk about this. This is probably the biggest misstep of Iron Man 3, and let's be honest here. The Mandarin angle that they played was one of the biggest missteps they could have done. Because, and look, I get that it was a twist. I understand that he was actually an actor, and I love Sir Ben Kingsley too.
Especially now knowing, you know, Shang-Chi, you know, watching.
Yeah, and I think they improved it in Shang-Chi because
100%, yeah.
They really made Trevor work in Shang-Chi, but Trevor could have been a character in Shang-Chi without him having to be what he was in Iron Man 3. I guess it's cool to connect it and all.
So what would they have done instead in Iron Man 3, do you think? What should have they done instead of the whole Mandarin thing?
I think that honestly, because Ben Kingsley is such a good actor, he could have been the Mandarin if they wanted to. I'm so glad we have Tony Leung playing the real Mandarin now. Don't get me wrong, because his performance in Shang-Chi was incredible.
Oh yeah.
So don't get me wrong when I say that. I'm happy everything turned out the way it did. I'm just saying in general, they could have just made him the real Mandarin, honestly. And I like him being a doofus in Shang-Chi because they had to connect it, and I understand. But I'm also saying that it was a misstep at the time because either Ben Kingsley could have been the Mandarin, or if you were going to do the actor twist, you didn't have to make him such a doofus. And like, I would have liked it a lot more too. And I noticed this watching it today because they were talking to him about it was an acting role. But it was an acting role where you killed people. I would have liked it those people like actually died, because he explained like, oh, it was green screen and all that. I don't know, man. Do you need that? You know what I mean? Like raise the stakes a little bit more. It took a lot of the stakes out of what was going on in the first half of the movie when he was like, oh, it was just green screen and all that stuff. He took away a lot of the stakes, in my opinion, after that, because the whole reason that Tony was doing what he was doing is because he threatened the Mandarin, who wasn't even real. Yeah. So it just, to me, just turned out to be a waste. Again, so you needed your backup villain, so they wrote in Aldrich Killian, which might be another reason he doesn't work for me, because now the Mandarin's fake. It just feels like a mess the way they got there. You understand? Like to me, in any case, it just feels like it's kind of a mess. It was not so much what happened, it was just like how they got there. It just felt like a mess a little bit. Other than that, there's a lot of scenes I love. It actually contains some of my favorite action sequences in all the MCU. I can't deny that either. So, hey, what do I know? and a lot of people love it, and that's cool, man. That's cool. Good for Shane Black.
I do. I do.
Yeah, it's always just been lower on my list. There's the villain side of it.
I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. It's not like up there on my list, but
sure.
it is one that I do enjoy watching every time I watch it.
Yeah, and again, I don't mind watching it. It's not even something like I don't dread watching it. You know, it's
not like Thor: The Dark World.
Yeah, that's always hard to get through. That's a very difficult movie to get through. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, honestly, same.
Well, I've been doing the binge, is what's going on. So I've been watching them all, really. But I started last week on this binge. I was doing really well. And in the storyline, in chronological order, Thor: The Dark World comes before Iron Man 3. So, of course, I finished the first Avengers movie, and then you got to watch Thor: The Dark World.
So you watched it in
chronological.
In the way that they released.
No, not the way they released.
The way they took place.
The way they took place, yeah.
Okay, so you watched Captain Marvel first.
Captain America, the first Avenger,
Captain America,
first, and then it was Captain Marvel. Right, okay, yeah. Plays really nicely, by the way.
I need to watch Captain Marvel again. I've only seen that movie once, and it was
that one I really like. A lot of people don't like that movie. I really like it.
The one and only time I watched it, which was in theaters, I really enjoyed that movie. I need to rewatch it again because it's just been that long since I've seen it.
I really like that movie a lot. I don't know what again, it's not my favorite one. It's not without flaw, but
it's probably the whole feminist thing, you know.
It is.
Yeah,
it is.
I honestly don't get like why you have to do that.
They got to separate the art from the artist, and either way,
exactly. Honestly,
I'm not going to speak my truth on that, I guess, but because I have my own personal opinions.
The audience rated that thing 45.
Yeah, they don't like it. Yeah,
but I mean, the critics gave it a 78, so that's good.
Yeah, the critics are on the more positive side of it. They can actually separate the art from the artist, but. Again, like, I don't think Brie Larson's a terrible person for what she said. I know that's unpopular, but I don't really care about her.
Bro, did you see movement. Simu Liu said on Twitter about Ethan Hawke's Mandarin in the show, and the whole like Chinese in the whole Mandarin speaking in that scene between Arthur Harrow and Moon Knight?
I didn't see his comments on it. No,
he basically said he basically said at Ethan Hawke needs to get a new Mandarin teacher because his Mandarin was abysmal.
Oh man, really?
And like Marvel was giving him shit for speaking his mind.
Hey man, that's if it takes a. I disagree. I guess like Ethan Hawke's. He was saying Ethan Hawke was abysmal, or what was he saying?
Oh, his Mandarin.
His Mandarin. Yeah.
In the show.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, that's fine.
And like all the Mandarin spoken in that was not actual Mandarin. It was like
Oh, like
fake-
his yeah. I
like,
got
it was
you.
kind of like fake Mandarin, I guess. in a way.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess like if you don't, it doesn't bother you if you don't know it. I guess so. But if he notices the slip up, then yeah, he's a very honest dude. This is not the first. It's not the first time he got in trouble. So
I just love his honesty, how he just speaks his mind honestly.
he's a very honest dude. Like he said something
yeah.
else I can't remember. It wasn't even all that bad, but it got him in trouble for whatever reason. It wasn't even all that bad. I just think he was, I don't know, something to do with the Asian community. He made a comment on, which is fine. Whatever you got to do, man. I mean, fair enough. But look, man, Iron Man 3 again. I have a good time with it. But so anyway, my point was I was going through the whole thing chronologically.
Yeah, right, yeah.
And I get to Thor: The Dark World because I was doing real well last week, just kind of zooming through them as best I can.
All the movies before then are actual good movies.
Yeah,
like you've got Captain America: First Avenger, you have Captain Marvel. Then what comes after that?
So it was Captain America: The First Avenger, Captain Marvel, then it's Iron Man, then Iron Man 2, then it's Thor. No. Yeah, then it's Incredible Hulk, then it's Thor.
Okay, so yeah. I mean those are five like really good movies right there.
And then Avengers.
And then
obviously.
And then you have Thor: The Dark World, which is just a.
And Thor: The Dark World took me 3 days to watch. Like I would stop it and then I'd go back the next day. I'd stop and go back. Yeah, it took me 3 days to watch the fucking thing because I really have a hard time watching it.
I wouldn't take 3 days. I'd probably take like maybe like 6-7 hours, but I wouldn't take 3 days. Jesus.
Well, you know what it made me do? It made me play the Avengers game again, and I finally beat the thing. So that's good.
There you go.
Yeah, I like that event. I like the Avengers game. I don't know why people give it so much. Well, I do know it's because the PS4 version, when it first came out, it wasn't so good, but on the PS5 it runs incredibly well. It's not so buggy on the PS5. There was one bug when Spider-Man first dropped in the game on the PS5.
I think I remember you telling me that.
Yeah, so I had to contact them about that, and they patched it up now.
You did tell me that story. Yeah.
They patched it up now. Now I play Spider-Man all the time.
You were pissed as hell.
I was really pissed.
Yeah, I remember you told me that.
Well, I bought the thing. Not just for that, but that's one of the reasons I went to PlayStation because I heard that you could play Spider-Man in the Avengers game if you have the PlayStation. So that was a tank. But now I play Spider-Man all the time. I'm happy. Everything's good. So yeah, but I love the game. I really do. The online play is super fun. I don't know why people give it so much shit. I thought the storyline was pretty good. It wasn't my favorite of Marvel storylines, but it was good. It was really good.
That girl in the game, that's supposed to be Miss Marvel, right?
It's Kamala Khan, yeah. Mm-hmm. Who was going to be Miss Marvel.
The show that they're making, yeah.
Yeah, I'm so looking forward to Miss Marvel.
Honestly, that show looks really good, honestly.
Yeah, I think it's going to be better than people think.
I can't wait to see what, where they go with that and what they decide to do with the whole story.
Well, especially since I've got somewhat now playing the game, I got a little bit more of an understanding of the lore and stuff. Now I'm really excited because if they do any type of story that's similar, or they cherry pick from this story in the Avengers game, and that'd be cool because it's a really good story. That's all I'll say. I was really honestly attached to her character throughout the game. I thought her character throughout the game was very compelling.
And I remember telling you the first time I watched the trailer, I didn't like how they remixed that Weekend song into it.
Uh-huh.
But the more and more I watched the trailer, the more and more I like.
It looks good, man.
The Weekend remixed into that trailer. It's cool. It's a sick trailer.
It's a really awesome trailer. I think the show's going to be better than people think. But speaking of trailers, be a good segue. What do we got for trailers, Jose?
We have got, first off, we have the movie Bros.
Oh my God. We're gonna talk about that in a minute. But yeah, keep going.
I mean, shoot. Don't get me wrong, I do support the LGBTQ community, but like, what the fuck was this trailer, man? Like, to me, it looked like you were just trying to mesh a bunch of strip clubs together with like some jokes that like may or may not land depending on what kind of person you are. I don't know, it might be controversial depending on, because this world that we live in is just controversial with everything, and it's
gonna be controversial, like I guarantee it.
100%, like it, especially because of this whole like, especially here in Atlanta. Like, I don't know if I ever told you, my first year of college, there was this like pride parade going on, and there was these religious people like basically cursing out these LGBTQ people, and it just got so out of hand that they had to start getting police officers there because they were like throwing bottles at each other and stuff like that. So yeah, it's gonna be a very controversial movie, but I mean the trailer it made me laugh. I'll give it that.
I thought it was hysterical.
It looks funny as fuck. I'm not gonna lie. I'll give it a watch for sure. Will I pay to go watch it? Probably not, but I'll just wait till it comes out.
I'll be there day one, buddy.
I'll wait for it to come out in a streaming service and then I'll watch it, but I mean the trailer was like literally when the trailer finished, my first words were what the fuck. Those were my first words. But it did make me laugh. I'll give it that. Next we have Monsters of California. Yeah. Which I'm so fucking excited for this movie, bro. I'm not gonna lie. It's about time that they let Tom DeLonge release factual information about aliens and UFOs. I'll just say that. And the best part of it is that it looks like it's gonna be a comedy at the same time as well as kind of like a scary movie ish. So I'm really really excited for this movie. I'm gonna be there day one, bro. Honestly, I'm gonna go watch this thing because it just looks really good. Next we got She-Hulk, which I'm really glad to see Mark Ruffalo back as Hulk. I think it's been overdue. Him getting some more screen time as the Hulk. Honestly, it's been a while. Also, She-Hulk, this show in general looks like it's gonna be a mix of comedy with maybe some action. Hopefully, I'd like to see some action, but it looks like it's gonna be more really of a comedy more than anything, really.
For sure.
And also, I now do agree with, after watching your reaction to the trailer, I do agree that Charlie Cox will be in this, just because, she's a lawyer, he's a lawyer.
It's got to be, right?
I mean, it makes sense. I mean, it's literally, they're both lawyers, so it makes sense. But yeah, I'm really excited for that show. It looks like it's going to be a really funny one. And last, certainly not least, best of all, we've got House of Dragons. Now, let me tell you, bro, this is the jaw-dropping cinematography in this show looks fucking phenomenal. And after recently watching Game of Thrones, I am even like more excited about this show than ever. I mean, all the new characters that we're gonna see and the new storylines and where all the characters are gonna go and stuff like that. I can't wait. It looks like it's gonna be a amazing show, and just give me more Game of Thrones. Honestly, I loved Game of Thrones so much that I just can't wait, bro. I can't wait. It's gonna be a really good show, honestly.
For sure. Yeah, so I mean, I'll start with bros. So my opinion on this thing, dude, it's Nicholas Stoller. This guy brought us Superbad and Forgetting Sarah Marshall. I'm going into the theater day one for this. This is going to be one of the funniest movies of recent time. I'm so excited to see a filmmaker bringing us like an R-rated comedy again and not giving a fuck. Like I miss those, and we haven't had one of those in a long time. Like this one seems like it's going to be. Like it's going to be extremely, like, it's not going to care at all about anybody's feelings. It's going to offend everybody, and I'm okay with that. We need one of these,
bro. There's gonna be a whole Twitter war about this, bro. I mean, it's gonna divide so many people. It's gonna be crazy, but I'm gonna enjoy it. The trailer made me really want to go watch this movie.
And Billy Eichner, by the way, is one of the funniest human beings on the planet.
He's honestly so fucking funny. I'm so glad that he's like the main character in this film, because
my gosh,
he's funnier than hell. Honestly, this dude is so fucking funny. I can't. He just fits. He looks like he's gonna fit the role just perfectly.
Have you watched Billy on the Street? His show. You can find that on HBO Max. It's amazing.
No, but I'll give it a watch.
It's amazing. So he literally goes out down the street and interviews people randomly.
You know what? I've seen clips of those on like on TikTok and YouTube Shorts of him doing that. Yeah, he's funnier. Gosh. He's honestly funnier than
one of the funniest human beings on the planet. Yeah. I cannot wait for this movie. I think this is gonna be like one of the funniest movies of recent times. I mean, I'm serious about that. Nicholas Stoller's not done anything in a while. So I'm very excited because he's one of these filmmakers that really makes comedies, and he'll do anything for the laugh. He's very ballsy that way. So I think that this movie's going to be great. So, yeah. So next up we had, what was it? How did I forget already?
I've already forgotten too.
Yeah.
What was it? Oh, Monsters of California.
Yes. I don't know how I forgot that one, because this trailer blew my mind.
Bro, when you sent me the trailer, I watched it straight away, and bro, this looks incredible. I can't wait, honestly.
Yeah.
It looks... I'm just so excited that I finally gave Tom DeLonge this, man.
Now we should let the audience know there's a bit of bias here, probably.
Because we're both big fans of Blink and everything Tom.
Yeah, we were familiar with Tom's work, but dude, it looks good. And
this might also spark some controversy on the whole alien situation and UFOs.
Well, let's go. It seems there's gonna be a lot of people that don't believe it, and if that's your way of thinking, okay. But like, this is all factual stuff. That's the actual stuff about aliens and UFOs. Like, that's what he's saying. This is gonna be, Tom DeLonge's a guy. We can get into a thing here, I guess, really quick, because just to explain to the audience members how substantial this is going to be. If you're into aliens and UFOs and shit, this is going to be pretty substantial because, Tom DeLonge's a guy that really went out of his way to figure out a way with the government and all that to communicate to people like us through mediums such as film, music, and all sorts of things.
I bet you this
about
has been
this stuff.
I bet this movie's been in the works and talks for a very long time.
Yeah. Well, his first one was, he didn't make a movie, I'm sorry, but his first project that he was going to do was going to be Strange Times. It was going to be a movie, and he was going to direct that, and TBS bought it, and they're making it a series, so I don't know what's going to happen with it now.
But it's not going to be his series?
And I think he's still probably going to play a role. I don't know. I'd have to really look into it, but that was one of the projects
so this is gonna be his actual first.
So this is really the first movie and the first real, like, he's got books, like Secret Machines and stuff. He's written novels, and apparently that contains stuff about UFOs. But this is probably going to contain the most information. This will be the first film that will tell its story using real information about UFOs and things.
Actual factual stuff about aliens and UFOs.
And I know a lot of people don't realize it, but those videos that came out from the government of the actual UFOs, that's a lot in part due to Tom DeLonge. He is responsible for that happening. So, like, people need to, like, really wake up to this. And this movie, no, you're right, dude. And I love that it was mixed with his sense of humor. It really is. It's his humor.
I noticed that too when I was watching the trailer. Yeah,
I love that, and the visuals are actually good. It looks like he put a lot of money into this, and it's his company that's doing it. Look, and
I would too if I'm about to put out factual information about aliens and UFOs, but I'd make sure this thing looks like the best damn thing ever.
Yeah, it looks good, dude, and I think that it's got this. Looks like a healthy mix of Stranger Things with like real sci-fi.
Yeah, exactly.
So like, it's not sci-fi. We shouldn't really say. I mean, it is a fictional story, but it's a healthy mix of like that sort of Spielberg type thing with. I mean, there were shots in there that really reminded me of Close Encounters of the Third Kind. And
I was literally about to say that. When you said Steven Spielberg, I was like, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, for sure.
Yeah, which is, ever since DeLonge's been talking about this project, I mean, that's kind of what he pitched it as, and I think he delivered with this trailer. I just hope that the movie delivers just as well, and hopefully he proves to be a good director. I hope so. This could be a really good start to a career in film. I know it's something he's been wanting to pursue a long time, so this is exciting. It really is. So I'm looking forward to it. Then we had She-Hulk. She-Hulk looks really fun, man. I like She-Hulk. Yeah, She-Hulk looks like a lot of fun. And dude, I mean, I love seeing Ruffalo again as well. And this seemingly needs to take place, I'm thinking, before Shang-Chi now, right? Because he's still in Hulk form, as opposed to when we see him at the post credit in Shang-Chi, he's back in human form. So this is probably
in this one he's in the Hulk human form that we saw in was it Infinity War?
Right.
Endgame.
Yeah.
It was like that half human, half Hulk type form.
So he's got to get back to human somehow, because we know in the post credit for Shang-Chi he was human again. So this seemingly needs to take place before Shang-Chi. Chronologically,
right, because I was gonna say because he was full human in Shang-Chi.
And not a chance that that Charlie Cox is in this now. This is
he definitely is.
He has to be.
Yeah, because
he's a lawyer. She's a lawyer.
Exactly, it just makes sense.
He's going to be in the show. I guarantee it. They're probably going to be on the same case together in the courtroom.
That's probably what's going to happen.
Opposite sides, so that's going to be interesting.
Or they're going against each other and they're representing two different people.
That's what I mean. Yeah, that's what. Exactly. So that's gonna be interesting. Awesome. Yeah, and a lot of people are comparing this, and not a show that I was ever into, but they're saying this is like the old lawyer procedurals like Ally McBeal and things like that. A lot of people are saying that gives them that vibe. So, dude, I'm excited. Was the CGI the best I've ever seen? No, but did it look fun? Yeah, and I like that this is it seems like a show that's going to cater a little bit more toward women. I think women are going to have more fun with this, because it does look like a chick flick, but I like that. I'm good with
and
that.
I think maybe more also towards like the younger audience too, with the whole Tinder and swiping and all that like online dating type stuff. I think it's gonna be more catered for like the younger audience.
Again, it's something different than they've done, so I'm interested.
I was gonna say something different. Like Marvel just seems to come out with, which is what I've looks like Marvel finally heard me and is finally decided to come out with everything different. Stuff we've never seen before. They made this just for you. Exactly. Yeah. They're finally coming out with stuff that we've never seen before, and I want Marvel to keep doing that because it's
absolutely.
It can either be their worst stuff or their best stuff, or like in between. Which so far the stuff that they've done differently, it's been a hit for me every time. I mean, you look at Shang-Chi, Eternals, Moon Knight, Hawkeye, everything that even Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. I mean, it's characters we've seen before, but it's different stuff. Same thing with Spider-Man Far From Home. Yeah. Or No Way Home.
No Way Home.
Is that No Way Home? That one. Yeah. I mean, it's characters we've seen, but it was different. So like Marvel, just keep doing that, and I'll probably keep enjoying it, honestly.
Well, Dave and I were just talking about it last week. If you don't take the swings, you're going to go stale. They have to, regardless if it's going to land for everybody or not. They have to take swings.
We don't want to see Thor 40 or Captain America 30. Like, come on now.
Right, exactly. They have to keep taking swings, trying new genres, dipping their toes in.
If you do want to do like a Captain America 15, make it different.
Right.
Let us see stuff we've never seen before.
Exactly. Yeah, man, I agree with you 100%. Now, House of the Dragon. Let's talk about it.
I saw your trailer reaction, bro. Oh my gosh. I honestly can't wait for this show, dude. It looks so fucking good, dude. Oh my God.
Oh man, I literally, I had to take a breather after that. Like,
bro, when I saw the trailer, I had to take a break and I was speechless. I had to like lay down in bed and just like process what I had just watched.
This honestly, it just feels like we're going back home. You know what I mean? Like this is going right back. It's giving us the feel of Game of Thrones again. I love the way this trailer was delivered, and I can't wait to have this back in my life week to week. This is going to be a lot of fun, man. And this is something that I think the three of us on the show, on this channel, are Game of Thrones fans. So there probably will be, I mean, we're going to talk about it on Movie Mornings, right? Like we're going to have spoiler reviews every week for this damn thing. This is going to be awesome. And I can't wait, man.
Oh, dude.
I can't wait, dude. This is going to be amazing.
Bro, I just don't know what else to say, but this show is just...
It's incredible. It really is. So
I can't wait to see more of the dragons as well in this one, because I mean we had dragons in Game of Thrones, but I feel like they weren't as used as much as we will see in this show here. I mean, it's in the title, House of Dragons. I mean, I feel like we're gonna be seeing a lot more of dragons in this one.
Yeah, and the dragons look awesome, and so
they look like the ones from Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Like, but you're right, dude. I mean, damn, did they put money into this thing, because it looks expensive.
Bro, HBO is not fucking about.
No,
I'll tell you that, bro. They're not fucking about.
No, you look at man, like the Lord of the Rings series is going to be the most expensive show ever made. Somehow this looks more expensive based on the trailers. If I had to compare
honestly, it does. Yeah.
They don't spare any expense when it comes to cinematography on this.
They don't.
And man, did it look good. It's gorgeous.
Funny is, bro, some jaw-dropping cinematography, I'm telling you, man. Yeah. It's some phenomenal stuff, honestly.
The vibe, the feel, being in the House of Targaryen, seeing the throne in this, and it's all amazing stuff. I can't wait to watch this. And honestly, man, like the opportunities are just endless for this. And I hope not having Dan and Dave behind this one isn't going to falter it. Like, I think that Dan and Dave did such a good job writing that Game of Thrones series, in my opinion. And they just, I hope that not having them on the creative team isn't going to falter this. But look, dude, it looks amazing. Give me an art.
I like how the young villain from Last Night in Soho is playing a Targaryen in this
Yeah,
show.
yeah, Matt Smith. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's good. He looks good too.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I think he's going to be a highlight for sure. He does
Yeah.
look like one of the standouts. But give me an Arya Stark sequel series. God damn it.
Oh please,
That's what
please.
I want.
I want to see more from Arya Stark, man. Oh man.
Yeah.
Like,
Mark and
you
I, my friend Mark, I don't know if you met Mark or not yet. I told you about Mark though.
Yeah.
Like he and I we like came up with a really great concept for like a really good Arya series a long time ago. And so like we've done White Walkers, which are like kind of like zombies, right? So like what we were thinking is like what if like Arya goes to like this unknown place, right? She's going out into like the unknown regions.
She did want to go beyond the West.
Yeah, and it's
so yeah, maybe she will. Yeah, it'd be cool if she actually did find like this unknown place no one else knows about.
Instead of like zombies now, it's vampires, and she has to like protect this city from like vampires. I just thought that would be a really cool concept, like for her, like because you want to see her badassery all over it, and yeah,
I mean, she did already stop the. Actually, I'm not going to say that.
Yeah, just make it a limited series, and like yeah, it's just one season of her just being badass and fighting these vampires. I'll take it. It just sounds like
I think that could be really cool.
Yeah,
honestly.
You could even do that in like a 3-hour movie if you wanted to. You don't even need a series to do it. Like,
yeah, true.
Really
Honestly,
good. I just want to see what happened to Arya. I want that show.
Same.
Or movie or something. Yeah. But that would be super badass if she was like protecting this town from these vampires. It's like this very like Van Helsing looking town too. Like it's just something like that. Like not Castlevania looking town. That's kind of what I was trying to say. Yeah. Like something like that would be very cool. Like I could see them taking a lot of influence from like vampire movies and doing something cool, but
like Dracula type shit.
20 years down the road we'll write it and we'll get Maisie Williams to do it. And
Bet. Sounds great.
Yeah, but no, for sure, dude. No,
I just looked it up, and Machine Gun Kelly's movie actually comes out the 20th.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. I'm not sure about it. I'll be honest with you. I watched the trailer.
I want to go watch it.
I'm intrigued, but
I want to see it.
He did the one though, the short film that was
just because I'm a huge Machine Gun Kelly fan, and I'm just. The trailer, I don't know. The trailer really intrigued me. I think it's going to be a good one.
The short film he did, the Downfall High, it wasn't too bad.
Oh, Downfall to something. It was the same name as the album, right?
Downfall something. Well, Tickets to My Downfall's the album, but the movie was called Downfall's High or something. And
Downfall's High.
Yeah, and it was actually not too bad. Like it was a pretty fun little thing. It was a nice companion piece with the record. So I don't know how this will be, but. Yeah, I'm interested. I guess I'm curious enough that I'll watch it, but I'm not like a day oneer for it. You know what I mean? Like I could wait for it. I don't need.
Is that the one he posted on YouTube?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah, those are Travis Barker and Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's really not bad.
I really enjoyed it. Honestly.
Yeah, it's not bad. So we'll see. It's interesting, but him and Mod Sun wrote this. I'm a huge Mod Sun fan. This new one they wrote together. I'm a huge fan of Mod Sun. I think his music is great. So I think it'll be pretty good, man. It could be really good. We'll see. They're good musical artists. Maybe it'll lead over to film, and I'm intrigued enough that I'll watch it. That's for sure. So,
and apparently Tom DeLonge's one is expected to come out this year as well.
Yeah, that's right. Well, it was actually supposed to come out like last year. So he was originally going to release it with the Last Angels and Airways album. It was going to come as like a 2-disc pack, but like COVID kind of ruined that. So
yes, it's expected this year.
Yeah. Well, when they released their when they released their Love album, it was they had I actually owned the deluxe for that. It was a 3-disc pack. It had, so sorry. That was my cup. Just broke. So it had Love Part 1 and Love Part 2, and then there was Love the Movie, which he didn't direct, but he came up with a lot of the concept for. And it actually was a nice little companion piece with the album. It's super sci-fi. It's actually really intriguing. So that was the first like Angels and Airways movie, so to speak, if you want to be real about it. But this movie is going to be like solely him, which I'm just so stoked about with Monsters of California. And again, like we said, it looks just so incredible. All right, so yeah, we do have a couple news pieces here. Let's see. I don't know if you had those pulled up right now, Jose. If not,
I've got one, which is the do we have a couple or is it just one?
There was the Hocus Pocus, and then there was a John Watts story.
Oh yeah. So yeah. Here we go. I've got the John Watts one right here. Um, Spider-Man director John Watts to helm coming of age Star Wars Disney Plus series.
Yeah.
Which I honestly now we understand why he was let off from the Fantastic Four Marvel project. Not only for that reason, but also because I'm more than 90% sure now that it's going to be John Krasinski filming and directing the new Fantastic Four movie to come.
See, and go ahead. Well, I was gonna say I think it's a really good theory, and I'm not saying that Krasinski's not going to direct Fantastic Four. I think it's a very good chance, but this almost made me think a little less that maybe that was what was going on, and I'll tell you why. Because I could almost see John Watts going to Kevin Feige and just saying Lucasfilm as maybe an offer, and Kevin Feige being like, "Hey, cool, go do it." Yeah. And maybe that's just what happened, and now they're looking for a replacement. Again, it doesn't mean that John Krasinski isn't going to direct Fantastic Four, and we're going to try to talk about this without spoiling Doctor Strange for people, but Reed Richards is allegedly going to be played by John Krasinski in the film, allegedly. So there's that. So that's kind of what's going on for the folks out there. And so we'll see.
I just read here that his show it'll take place closely after the events of Return of the Jedi.
That's correct. Yes, and so that's interesting because I was actually wondering if he was going to go a little bit more High Republic, because in the High Republic books there's this one character that I would really like to see them make a series out of, which is Vernestra is the character. She's this young Jedi character in the Academy, and I thought that would have been really interesting for like a coming of age story to take something like that. So I'm a little bit, I'm not necessarily bummed. I'm excited for whatever John Watts wants to bring us. But I was a little bit bummed because it's a little less likely we're going to be following a young Jedi now, right? Because it does take place after Return of the Jedi, or what is it, after Return of the Jedi, right? Yeah. So
the events after, yeah.
So because there's not a lot of Jedi in the universe, it's a little less likely. But then it got me to thinking, what if it's somebody who's joining Luke Skywalker's academy? What if we're going to be following them for a series? And it's a young Force user who's going to join his academy.
That's a pretty good idea, honestly. Yeah, I mean,
because that could work.
Yeah, that honestly could.
Yeah, I think that I was reading that one High Republic book with this Vernestra character, and it's almost like Harry Potter but in Star Wars, because this young girl's in this Jedi Academy, and I always wonder why Star Wars had never like try to tackle that, in a movie or something. Like they haven't done their it's almost like watching Harry Potter go through Hogwarts, but with the Jedi going through Jedi school. Like why haven't they tackled that? And I hope that John Watts goes for that direction. And it actually makes a lot of sense if he does. When you think about the sensibilities he brought to his Spider-Man trilogy, something like that would make a lot of sense. Like a Jedi in a Jedi Academy going through the years of it. That would be amazing and perfect for John Watts. So I'm excited.
Yeah. And I just saw that the show's got its code name right now is Grammar Rodeo.
Yes, that's right. Grammar Rodeo, which is a Simpsons episode.
Exactly.
So so that's going to be really interesting as well. So I'm excited though, dude. Like John Watts' sensibilities coming over to Star Wars, dude, they snatched up the right guy for that. I'm telling you right now, especially to do like a coming of age story for Star Wars, which we
100%
haven't. I guess Rey to a degree has been kind of a coming of age, and Luke to a degree, and has been kind of somewhat of a coming of age story. So they all have been, but like we haven't really had anything new for that. Like we haven't had anybody trying to tackle it outside of the core characters. And so that's a lot of what makes Star Wars what it is this sort of coming of age aspect that we've had, I think, throughout actually really all three of the trilogies. You even look at Anakin, who's coming of age in a very terrible way. So
it's true.
So really it's kind of been a thread through all three of the trilogies. So to see, somebody try to tackle it in a series is even more exciting to me, because you got so much more time to build a character out and add all this depth. And I mean, look at what he did with Peter Parker in 3 movies and how that was a coming of age story that he made in 3 movies with Peter Parker. This will be brilliant. This will be brilliant. I really can't wait, man. I think it's going to be very cool,
Yeah, no, I can't wait. Honestly, I think there's going to be some great stuff, honestly. Oh,
Yeah, did you see what happened there?
yeah, I did. Yeah,
Save that for the blooper
nice.
reel.
All right.
What do we got next?
Next, why is it not popping? Hold up.
Well, I know Hocus Pocus has a release date. Do I know what it is?
Oh yeah,
No,
Hocus
'cause I didn't look at
Hocus
this.
Pocus.
I didn't look at the story.
Hocus Pocus 2 gets a release date as Disney unveils first footage. Lock up your children. When is it? Okay, here we go. Disney has conjured up the release date for Hocus Pocus 2 out of its upfront presentation, with the studio announcing Tuesday that the movie will hit the Disney Plus streaming service on September 30th.
Wow. All right.
That's very, very soon.
That is right around the corner. That's a
Exactly.
lot
Yep.
sooner than I thought. I'll be honest
Honestly,
with you.
yeah. Look, honestly, I can't wait. Honestly, I loved the first Hocus Pocus so much. It's a phenomenal Halloween movie. I watch it every Halloween. It's one of my go-to Halloween movies, and I'm really excited to see where they go with this second one. Honestly,
Yeah, look, I'll be real. Hocus Pocus, classic movie, but
yep, of course.
one of those that I can honestly say, yeah, not for me.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad movie or terribly made. I understand who it's for. I'm not one of those people.
Sister,
It has nothing to do with anything.
it is just water.
I'm glad, and I love it. I
love that scene.
I
That's one of
really
my
do. I
favorite
relish
scenes from that movie.
I relish in your excitement for it, because I genuinely love that the fans are getting this, and trust me, I'll watch it. I'm gonna watch this because it's been years, and it's gonna be cool to see. And I've seen the original Hocus Pocus multiple times. My sisters
The same.
watched it a lot growing up, and
As I say, my mom grew up with the movie. She's
Yeah.
actually the one that showed my sister and I that movie, and ever since, like, we've seen Hocus Pocus so many times.
yeah, and it's a well-made, fun movie. And I
actually, you know what? Knowing this now, I can't wait to tell my mom about this, because
Yeah.
she'll be over the moon about this.
yeah, I'm just not in the hype train. I'll be honest. Like I it's not for me, and that's fine. I'm gonna watch the second
No,
one.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's not everyone's cup of tea or preference or whatever. It's just,
Yeah.
but yeah,
But
it's whatever.
yeah, no, I love that other people love it. I'm very excited for the fans of this that are really good. I wish this wasn't coming to Disney Plus. I really wish I could watch this in a theater with the fans.
I was gonna
because,
say, I really wanted to go watch this in the theaters, honestly.
yeah, I think this would be really fun to watch with the fans. I would just cherish their
Yeah.
reactions more than anything, because
And I would be feeling the same way as
Yeah,
them.
exactly.
Or maybe not as some other people. It just depends.
yeah, I think that this is going to be great though for the fans. And hey, coming straight to Disney Plus, I just hope they don't mess it up, because honestly, this is one of those things you can really mess up, and years after.
I was gonna say the technology difference is gonna be crazy.
Mhm.
Like, honestly, it's gonna be a big change.
Yeah, and they, I don't know if they're going to base it off of it, but they put out the book Hocus Pocus 2.
From 1993 to 2022, it's gonna be a big technology jump.
Well, they put out that novel, the Hocus Pocus 2, and fans did not like it. So I don't know how this movie's going to be, or if they're going to base it off that or not. And I just hope it's good for the fans. I really do.
Yeah, the first one I just looked at had a 38% Rotten Tomato critic score and a
Yeah.
71 audience. So.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Like, I think that this is probably not going to be for me, but I hope the fans love it. I really do.
I honestly hope I do, because
Yeah.
Oh man, because if I don't, this is gonna be a bad day.
Yeah, I don't have a hatred toward it. I get it. I get why people love it. It's just not for me. I do, and I'm excited for this happening though. It's a big deal that we're finally. This has been talked about for a long time. Hocus Pocus 2 with the original cast, and I really do hope they nail it, man. I hope beyond all hopes that they nail it.
I hope so too, honestly.
Yeah, really, I do, and I think that they. I hope that this is the Top Gun 2 of the Hocus Pocus franchise.
That's what I was gonna say. I hope,
Top Gun 2.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Top Gun Maverick. Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of people have been saying that movie's great, which we're going to see next week, folks. So, yeah. So things we got coming up just for the audience here. We are going to do a rewatch pretty soon
Of the first Top Gun.
Yeah. Very soon you'll have that.
I have never seen it.
He's never seen it, so you got to tune in to hear his reaction to the first Top Gun. It's a movie. Look, first Top Gun, critics not a fan of, but boy, do audiences love it. I'm one of those people that really like the first Top Gun. So I think it's a really fun movie. I do. It's not my favorite movie in the world or anything like that, but I think it's really fun. And
yeah,
I could see how a second movie could really benefit it. Honestly, like
and I mean, it's already critics are already raving about this movie. It's got a 97% critic score already,
Yeah.
and it's not even out yet, like for pre-release. Well, at least for us, it's not out for pre-releases yet. But and I got like I've said on this channel, I got a 5-minute around 5-minute sneak peek of the movie when I went to go watch Doctor Strange, and I was instantly like, yeah, I need to go watch this movie. So I immediately purchased my pre-screening as soon as I saw that sneak peek that I got in the movie. So I honestly can't wait for this one.
I don't know if you've ever seen this. I'm gonna try to pull this up really quick. This is to do with Top Gun. Let's see if we can find this really quick. Terminator 2 panel. Oops, sorry, I was trying to do this through my mic. Terminator Salvation panel. Oh boy, it's not picking it up. Let me see if I could do this. If you lose me, I'm sorry for 1 second. Am I still on the screen?
You're still on the screen.
Okay. Let's see. I might not be here in a minute. I'm sorry if the screen switches really quick. Did it?
Nope.
Okay, we're good.
We're good.
Okay. Sorry, folks, while I try to find this thing really quick. It wasn't Salvation. That's why I screwed up. Okay. Am I here still?
You're still here, yeah.
Okay, great. All right, sorry about that, folks. That was a slight thing. I'm trying to pull this up for us though to watch. Let me see if I can find this really quickly. And
but yeah, it's crazy. Like the years difference between the first Top Gun and this one is crazy.
Yeah.
Like the jump.
Yeah, absolutely. So I pull this up, dude. I can't wait for this movie, and this is something I'm gonna pull up for Jose to see, because I don't know if he's ever seen this before, but this is one of the reasons. This happened years ago, back when Dark Fate was coming, Terminator Dark Fate. So what was this, 2019? So this is really interesting stuff that you're gonna see here. So can't wait for it. I'm just waiting for these ads to come off the screen, because we can't show these, otherwise we get copyright claim. But yeah, but so hopefully this pops up here, and let's see what happens.
Unless you monetize with them.
Let's see what happens here.
Which we don't.
Let's see. Yeah, no, we do not. So, okay. Again, we're probably going to get the ads, so I apologize if they pop up here. Let's see what happens here. Maybe not ads on this one, so that's good. Let's see. Oh man, I really can't find this thing. I feel like we're wasting a whole bunch of time, but I'm so sorry. Okay, so yeah, here we go. I found it. Sorry about that, guys. So this is the end of Comic-Con in it's Conan O'Brien. So Comic-Con in 2019, they were doing the Terminator Dark Fate panel, and this is what happened.
Let's hear it for Greg. You did a fine job. Thank you, Greg. But I'm here with a critical announcement that will change your lives, ladies and gentlemen. That was 3 woos, and it was pathetic.
I love Conan.
He's so funny.
Yeah, he's a great host of a panel.
Yeah.
Like, he hosts panels, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am here to bring a very special person out here to talk
Tom Cruise.
Nobody knew this was happening, too.
about a film. A film that has long been anticipated and now will soon be here. A film that has great meaning for San Diego. A film we've been waiting for a long, long time. Ladies and gentlemen,
That's for sure.
prepare to say hello to the biggest movie star you're going to meet in a long, long time.
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise!
Guy's a rock star, dude.
Tom Cruise he's goated, bro. He honestly is goated.
Yeah.
I mean, Mission Impossible.
Oh yeah.
Jack Reacher. Like Top Gun. Dude's too good. He's goated. Just look at that man.
I know. Keeps getting younger.
Yeah, honestly. He's reverse aging.
Turn this up just a tad here.
Great movie audience you all are. 34 years ago, I made a movie in San Diego, right here. I actually shot across the street, a restaurant. And you all have asked for many, many years, and traveling around the world, people have said, why do you do another one? When are you going to do another one? In 34 years, you guys have been very, very patient with me. And I felt it was my responsibility to finally really deliver for you. And I have a little piece here if you want to see it. This is our very first trailer. You are the first people in the world to see it. Everything you see in this film, obviously, it's for real. So the flying, we're working with the Navy.
Oh, this dude actually flew jets?
Yeah, this is all real. The flying in the movie and everything.
Wait, so everyone in Top Gun Maverick is actually flying jets?
Yep.
Miles Teller flew a jet? What
Yep.
the fuck?
For
Holy
me, Top Gun
shit.
is about competition.
That's even
It's about
more
family, it's
amazing.
about sacrifice, is it about heroism?
Holy shit.
Which they didn't do in the first movie, so this is major.
It's a love letter to aviation. So would
So
y'all
they
like
didn't
to
actually
see-
fly in the first one?
No.
Oh shit. Well, no wonder why this movie's coming out 36 later. They had to fucking train to fly jets and shit.
Yeah. Could you imagine though? You go there for the Terminator panel, and then Tom Cruise comes out at the end to show you the first trailer for Top Gun Maverick. Like
And
that's
it looks that was a 2020 panel because he said 34 years ago, and Top Gun came out in 86, so 34 years later it would have been 2020. But yeah, no, that's crazy. The fact that Tom Cruise came out for a Terminator panel and just said, "Hey, you're getting a second Top Gun movie."
Yeah.
Like shit.
Yeah. There was the one
It's
jackass in there though. That was I was here for fucking Terminator. All I wanted to do with Terminator. There was like one jackass in there.
There probably was that one, yeah.
So pissed off. That
He's like,
Tom
I
Cruise
don't
came out.
care about Top Gun 2, bro. Just show me Terminator, bro.
Yeah, more Terminator. No, I didn't mind that Terminator movie. I didn't think it was too bad, The Dark Fate. I know a lot of people really didn't like it. It was one of those movies where they did something in the first 5 minutes. You were either going to be on board with what they did or you weren't. And I just happened to go with it. And if you go with it, it's fun. It's a really good movie, Dark Fate. But a lot of people didn't like it. I liked it. It's not Terminator 2 or Terminator 1. Those first two movies are the best Terminators. But that Terminator Dark Fate was not bad at all. I thought it was really, really good. And a new direction. So I enjoyed it quite a bit. Look, guys. That's going to wrap up the show today. I hope you had fun with us. And we definitely had fun being here to talk with you guys. So that's going to be it. And without further ado, I've been Don Martino. This has been Mr. Jose Espinel. And Jose, where can people find you?
Hey, you can find me on all socials at Type 1 Latino, all lowercase, all together, and on stereo.
All right. You can find me on Twitter at Dom_Martino_ and on Instagram, Dom_Martino_official. If you haven't followed the Anorax pages on Twitter and Instagram, it's Anorax Official across both platforms. Make sure you do that. And please, once again, like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave some feedback in the comment section, share this with your friends, and hit the bell for notifications. That'll do it. I've been Don Martino. That's been Jose Espinel, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
See you.